Can you state your name for the record, please? Benito Emuker Andrea Mussolini. Władysław Sikorski. Joseph Stalin. Woher Adolf Hitler. Just your name, please. That is my name. Funny. Today we have to address allegations on persecution, censorship, indoctrination, gross measure propaganda. We get the point. I'm sure. First point. How did propaganda contribute to your rising power? Everyone uses propaganda, and it's not even just that. You have to do all sorts of things. We have badges, flags, specific uniforms. And who's we, in case, for the record? The National Socialist German Workers' Party, the Nazis for short. I agree with Mr. Hitler's statement. What kind of people would be if we didn't use propaganda? I use newsreels, newspapers, and the radio myself. There are other ways to win over your people than the manipulation of the media. I do not agree at all. Propaganda is key for success and control of the population of one country. This is the only way to show people the right things and hide the bad ones. For example, when I erase my enemy Leon Trotsky from all the important pictures in the history of the Soviet Union. Do you expect us to do so ethically? Speaking of ethics, Hitler, can you explain your moral code behind the persecution of various groups, such as Jews in Nazi Germany? From one view, I can see how it could look like censorship, or what was the word you used? Persecution? But from another perspective, the thing is, you really have to look at it from my point of view. Go on. I'm trying to develop a total state, you see, that would imply the elimination of non-Aryans in order to achieve the racial domination of Europe, or excuse me, if I sound overzealous, the world. The German state has to reflect itself and its superiority. That introduces another good point, actually. What was your motivation behind changing the name of the German Workers' Party to the National Socialist German Workers' Party? And do you think your ideals fit the name? Why did I basically took over the party, right? Sure. So it needed to show that, and there's national in the name, and it's a nationalist party, so shut up. Speaking of nationalists, you're a little late to the party, Francisco, but you can introduce yourself. My name is Francisco Franco, and I led the nationalist military coup against the Second Republic in Spain. And you were aided by two countries here, yes? Yes, Italy and Nazi Germany. In the grand scheme of things, it was a fight against communism as well. We have more in common with each other than we do with the Soviet Union, or my party with the Second Republic. If you have so much in common, you certainly use propaganda as well. Claro que sí, obvio. It helped to establish the Nationalist Party. And surely then you had a secret police. Oye, ¿esto se publicará? Is this going to be published? No. Entonces sí, I will admit I used the secret police to spy on citizens. Similarly, I established a secret police in 1927, named Organization for Vigilance and Repression of Anti-Fascism, or known better as OVRA. What was the purpose of this OVRA? To stop anti-fascist individuals from speaking out against me and protect me. Their second Dutch, of course. Do you know OVRA completes approximately 20,000 weekly raids? What is Dutch, if I may ask? Of all things said, my nickname is what Inter used to. If you must know, Dutch means leader, because that's what I'm to the people of Italy. Sir, you've been quiet. I wasn't done, but okay. I'm sorry. Recently, I have been reflecting on my actions and attitudes in the past and how this affected many people in the progress of a better nation. The purpose will always be to improve and bring the best to your nation. Some people will not understand this, just like some population of my Soviet Union. The Soviet press constantly describe you and praise you as beloved, great, wise, and as a genius. Do you sincerely believe that these words were the true description for Joseph Lenin? There is no doubt about changes and progress to the nation. Some obstacles briefly prevented the progress and the bringing of a new regime, but it was evident that I was never going to give up, and there were consequences to those people who opposed my rules and thoughts. So, in conclusion, I truly believe that these words are the perfect description of myself. Sikorsky, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, you're the least known leader of all men here today. I have one question for you. Do you think Poland was ready for World War II? We tried to be. We made steps to modernize the military, but in the end, we had to regroup with the government in exile. You must have problems with some of people here then. Of course, Poland was invaded by the Germans and the Soviets. We wouldn't hold a grudge. I also find I have different ideologies than these other men. I wanted an independent Poland, sure, but I also united the National Workers' Party and Christian Democrats and the Labour Party. And you think this makes you exempt from the necessity of this confession? There's a reason of lesser none, no? Alright, thank you everyone. Have a nice day.